Here we go. What is the one component in your system that you wouldn't want to live without?
Speakers.
That's what I was going to say.
You know what?
Yeah,
Here
but
I
if you
am
don't
like,
have-
trying to think of like a good rational answer, you know, and then you're like speakers. I'm like, that's a really good point, actually. Cable.
So-
Like,
Cables.
so let me-
cable, pretty much any of them, right? They all need each
all
other.
right, so let me rephrase it for you knuckleheads. What is,
oh, this
what
is
is
your
the
question?
yes?
Goofballs.
Like, what is the one thing in your system that you just really, really love? Like, you would hate not to have it. Now, I'm not necessarily like a speaker or receiver, like a specific something that you just really love, whether it's a certain speaker or a certain cable or a certain AVR or processor or a mini DSP or whatever it is. What's that one thing in your component that you're just like?
It makes you smile. Like you look at it.
I'd hate to turn the, give this up or have to sell it or whatever. What would that one thing be?
Dang.
I don't know. That's a tough one for me. Like, I guess if I had to say, and seriously, it would be the speakers, but for nostalgic reasons, because I think I told you before that mine came from the theater that I grew up going to see movies in. Like, they're actually from a Carmack theater that closed down, and the church bought it, and the sound guy for the church was selling everything, so I went and bought what I could. So it's kind of cool for me to know that the speakers I have in my home theater are actually the same speakers that I might have or probably even listened to watching movies on. And I think that's kind of neat.
That's legit.
That's true, Tristan.
Michael's F-bomb.
So, all right. So, is this audio
Okay,
and
Bob.
video, Michael? Are we talking
What's
audio and video, or just audio?
video. Yeah, absolutely.
Because I
Audio,
was gonna
video,
say,
it could be your
yeah.
TV, it could be your projector, or whatever.
I just set up the projector system, right? And so I've been watching on the OLED, and it's cool, Chana. OLED is looking good, got the deep blacks and all that. But I will say, set up the 120 inch, and you just see like everything on the skin, on the movies. You see like the texture. I'm just like, yeah, it's projector.
Hey, did you
Projector's
watch
the
that
way to
movie,
go.
Joe? Yeah, I liked it. Did you like the role? Well, I was so distracted by the skin texture, I didn't actually pay attention to the story.
Distracted by the. You're the one who's all like, well, I only watch movies of 4K
4K digital intermediate. Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That's you. That's you trying to look at the.
So Chris Wyndham says his Oppo 205, which is awesome.
That's a good one.
I have the 203, but honestly, I'm still torn on if I like on this TV, because I got this mutant OLED panel that comes in at 850 nits on a calibrated TV mode, which none of the newer ones can do. So it's just a freak accident that I got this awesome amount of brightness on this TV. So I'm like, well, should I go 77? Well, then I'll get a dimmer TV. Should I go 83? I'm like, cool, but I don't know. And like, again, my wife and the kid, they watch the darkest Netflix streaming show in the afternoon when all the sun's coming into the room. Like, can you just get brighter? I'm like, you're already on Vivid. Like, let's just watch the show later or watch something else. I'm sure you can.
That 850 nits channel was only like the first 20 hours. Afterwards, it's back down to 600 something.
No, actually, it was about a year after it, because I didn't get my calibration tools for like a year.
Oh, it's still
a year later. Yeah. I just measured.
Joking. I was just joking. That's cool.
All right, so you guys still haven't really answered it. See, like
I say for
HiFi,
me and be the TV. If it was HiFi stuff, I'd probably say the Oppo 203, because I run so much stuff through it. Like I can't
kind of workhorse.
Yeah, it's not I have the hard drive connected with FLAC and DSD files that go to the receiver or to the integrated, whatever I'm reviewing. And then at the same time, it's got all the 4K HDR, Atmos, DTSX, all those files. And I can access everything off the Zapiti, which is down here, through the Oppo as well with all the same stuff. So that thing is like, I would never get rid. If I can find one online for cheap, I might just buy it to give it away for like 500,000 subscribers or something. But
what's that?
An Oppo. I would buy a brand new one.
500,000 subscribers, yeah.
Well, I'd buy a new one
every couple weeks.
I'd buy a new one for myself. I'd buy the new one, and then I'd give away my one.
Give you your crap.
Let's be real. Let's be real.
Right.
You know why
Like
I can't say speakers for me, just because I always have a different speaker in rotation for a review. So it's whatever I'm reviewing. So nothing really stays there for very long. So I can't say speakers, even subwoofers are always changing. But it's kind of the stuff that I bought for my system, right? Like, so I ended up buying the NAD T778. So of course I love it. I love that screen. Or the Parasound A52 Plus. You know what I mean? When you spend that money, I think it comes down to what you spend on too, right? When you drop that money, you're like, oh.
I did forget about the amplifiers. The one good part about this whole setup I've got going on is nothing's actually connected to the receiver. The speakers are all connected to the amplifiers. So anytime I swap out a receiver, I literally just connect the RCAs. And then, like, I just looked back there. I got 3 HDMI. I've got 11 RCA and then power. That's the only thing that's all that's connected to the receiver right now, which seems like a little bit of a waste, but whatever.
Whatever. Treat yourself.
No, I mean, Marantz or, Sound United sent it. I just review it and then, I don't know. I'm waiting on the Mastro X9. So once that gets here, then the Marantz sits on the shelf.